Hello, guys. Welcome to Speaking English podcast. I'm your host, Bella, and I'm here to help you to improve your English listening and gain new perspective of the world. Every episode, I share with you motivating stories and fascinating facts about our planet, different countries, and cultures. We talk about human brain, emotions, happiness, love, and friendship. This is not just a language podcast. It is a podcast about life, beautiful itself. Hello, here we go. Together again, guys. Congratulations, because we are officially in a full season. It's September, which means that the summer 2020 is gone. It was most definitely a unique summer. I'm trying not to color the word summer with black or white because it wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best. It was just different and special. And I like how one very smart person said that most events that happened in your life are not bad or good itself. They become good or bad in your head. And it's true, don't you think? Because we are the one who have power to assign meaning to things happening around us. And this explains why people react differently to the same situations. Like, let's say this summer, many people got so upset and disappointed, even sad and depressed, because they could not do what they planned or dreamed to do. Others were not really excited about this, but they saw an opportunity to spend this free time doing things that they always wanted but never got time or energy to do. Many realized that now, finally, it's the time for more reading, meditating, exercising, learning a foreign language, let's say, gardening, or developing and strengthening your family bonds. You see the difference? It's all about the attitude. What do you want to feel about a particular situation? Most people would be very surprised to find out that it's them and only them who are responsible for what they feel. Well, you see, it's your brain, and you have the power to assign positive or constructive emotions and feelings. However, don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that you should never get sad or discouraged or feel angry and anxious. These feelings are normal. It's a normal reaction to a crazy world that we are living in. We can't control the world, and we cannot control what's happening around us. And to be honest, life can get really crazy at times. But there is something that we can control, and it is how we react. That's something that is in our hand, so to speak. Apparently, there are hundreds of examples, and maybe you even know people like that. They stay positive and happy no matter what's happening in their life. And the secret here, I think, is to accept the reality. Because it seems that denying takes a lot of energy out of your brain. Because your brain knows exactly what's happening. It knows the reality around you. But sometimes we are telling the brain to pretend that it's not happening. And we even force it to believe in unreal settings and that causes the lag or glitch, which results in mental and emotional disorders. So, accepting reality is the healthiest and fastest way to cope with problems. And once you accept, you can now choose what color or feeling you are going to assign to the situation that happened. And I think you know the rest of the story. The point is, you feel what you think about. So think healthy thoughts to feel good. So that was a nice intro, good introduction. And today we are going to talk about very deep and complex topic, the brain and digital world today. I say it's a complex topic because, let's agree, the brain is the most complex and hard to understand organ in the universe. Well, maybe not in the universe, but on this planet for sure. What's interesting that we have been studying the brain maybe since around 100 years now. Of course, we now have much more knowledge about brain functioning than, let's say, a century ago. Plus, we have computers and scientific equipment, and it allows us to have more experiments and studies. Obviously, mankind now is as far as it have ever been to regarding human brain research. However, many neuroscientists admit that along with having more and more knowledge about the brain, they still don't know the basic things, such as how does it work? And the most important, where is that magic space where the physical body or brain turns into a human being with a living soul? It's known as a dilemma of psychophysics. And this one is a very important one because if the brain was just really smart and fast electronic device, we would be called pretty name robots or artificial intelligence. Very trendy word nowadays. Artificial intelligence or AI. And this AI field has been growing intensely for the last couple of years. $1 million projects have been developed by not only commercial corporations, but on the government level. There are clever enough people who are aware of the potential that is out there. If we have the keys, we can unlock the brain, and then there is this unlimited power on the very human being existence. I know it sounds like a Hollywood movie scenario, but you guys know it's happening. It's happening right now. The only problem, rather one of the problems, yes, we can make supercomputers. Yes, we can make a very smart and fast, genius with hero abilities computer. But there is no soul. They can't love. They can't fall in love. They can't feel. They can't feel sad watching a drama movie, for example. They can't sympathize to others' problem. They can't cry out of happiness. Yet human brain does. It can't perform high demanding tasks such as astronomy or physics or complex mathematical calculations. But next second you see the same brain makes you feel very warm inside from your baby smiling at you or your mother giving you a hug. So, do we know what is it? Can we explain it? If we can't even explain it, then how are we going to copy this? Where does that power come from? The power that gives life or soul to our physical body. You know, the more I think about it, then more I'm filled with awe and respect to our Creator. And that's why I love talking and sharing about it, because I think that for some reason people don't appreciate it enough. We take it for granted. We are in love with our digital world and we are so impressed by what our smartphones can do. We are excited to use the latest iPhone, iPad, iWatch, whatever starts with I. We are so immersed into this artificial intelligent world and what it allows us to do that we are completely consumed by it. We start our day checking our smartphones first. All day long, we live in this virtual reality that produces information, tons, millions of information. And that's where the problem is, I think. And it's my personal opinion, but I want to explain. I think the problem is not the very smartphone or social media we use. The problem is how fast we live, how much we know, how much we can do. For me, it's too much and too fast. And if you think about it, then it's too much for our brain too. There is a saying, one professor, Chernigovskaya, she mentioned that we cannot even compete with computers anymore because they exist in a different world. It's a nanospeed world. And we as human beings, we already lost this game. Speed and quantity are not about human being. What is about us? Why do we need to be faster? Why do we need to have more, to know more, to have more free time? Well, that's good. I like that idea. But then, free time to do what? To watch TV or surf internet and social media more? What if we slow down a bit? What if less is more? How about less virtual, more reality? How about getting back to our origins? And what were we wired for originally? Honestly, I do not know the answers. I just wonder, were we wired to function in this digital world? Is that kind of normal for us? Well, then why it doesn't feel so? Why then it feels overwhelming, really? Why does it give you a feeling of missing something really important in your life? Well, we have a lot in our days, but again, is it about quantity? Lots of questions today, guys, and as I said, I do not know all the answers. I just truly believe that rightly asked questions sometimes are a half of the answer. So I think once in a while, all of us should ask more questions. And my friend, I like how she says, maybe we should ask more self questions than take selfies. I think it's very true. And again, we need time to do this kind of self talk, to continue this self development and self analyzation. you need time for that. Unfortunately, because of the digital world, we never have time. We waste it to stuff that is not really worth it. And all of it, not to say that electronic devices are bad and all social media is from devil. No, sometimes I just wish we could be more balanced and we would invest ourselves in to what is more human like, such as creating music, art, poetry, dance, humor, science, or physics even. Things that we human have been busy with for centuries. And we kind of stopped since we got our electronic toys. We stopped reading. We stopped making classical music. I don't see any Mozart, Beethoven, or Leonardo da Vinci. No Shakespeare's nowadays. No Pushkin. No Einstein or Newton. We've slowed down on that direction. But we've got Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg and Kardashians, of course. You know what I mean? So, have you thought why? Why did we stop? There are some ideas about it. Part of the reason you can't create if you are consuming all the time. And honestly, that's what most of us do. Every day we consume internet, news, movies, video games, social medias again. Because in order to create, you have to stop and pause, think, and you need space. Space that is free from distractions. And then you need to go deep down to your inner self and ask yourself real questions to find the real you, what you like, what you dislike, what your dreams are, what your fears are, your hopes and your pains. Do you know yourself well? Because creativity very, very closely connected with expressing yourself. And to express yourself, you have to know yourself. So that's the question, do you know yourself? Plus, to create means to focus and to concentrate, and that doesn't come easy. So to learn, or should I say to unlearn the destructive way of life that we are living in, maybe we can take this creative or artistic people as an example. Because when they are in this phase of creating stuff, they are all in their heads all the time. They are in their own bubble, that mini world that they only hear and see so much. And you cannot reach them. They are kind of there in the room, but they are not there mentally. They are fully involved in the process. They are in that space where the brain opens this imagination box and unbelievable, never seen before books, movies, inventions, and discoveries, it all comes out of that room that's free from distraction and social noise. Imagine yourself being a creator. At the end of the process, you are really exhausted, but satisfied. You will be full of feelings of accomplishments. You'll realize you've become a creator, and maybe that's what your brain was wired for. There There's so much to say about this topic, guys. We just kind of touched the surface. And again, I want to emphasize that it's my personal opinion and I just feel free to share it with you. But I'm sure that there are different ideas and people think differently, so it's fine. And I would love to hear from you. What do you think about this topic? Feel free to email me and share your thoughts, because the more we know, the more we grow. And it brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to hear your feedback, guys. I'm sure you too have a story to share. Please feel free to email me to learnwithbella@gmail.com. Thanks for being here with me today. It has been a pleasure. I'm your host, Bella. Take a good care, speak English, and make sure to come back. Bye!